What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Swigger, and I've got another, well, it's not really high ELO commentary. It's one of my games, which, to be honest, it was an Ahri game that I played a couple days ago, and I recorded it, and I was talking over it, and then I realized that my microphone was completely screwed up, and it just ended up being a pretty horrible time because it basically made my recording completely null and void. But the fact of the matter is, this was such a good game, and I loved what happened during this entire game that I felt it was necessary for me to go into my replay files, try to find it, and then commentate over my own game, which it sounds kind of egotistical. It is totally egotistical, and I'm fine with that, but it is definitely not a high ELO commentary. It is strictly a commentary. But we are facing a Zed ex-meme lord who is a diamond player, so at least there is, like, I'm facing somebody who should be very much better than me. So just kind of going down the lanes a little bit here. We have, oh, I did not set, did I set that up right? No, Rammus is there, and it is a Yi in the top lane. Okay, so yeah, it's a Master Yi versus a Kindred up in the top lane, which is kind of ridiculous. Both champions I have never really seen up in the top lane very frequently, so definitely an aggressive lane, I would have to say, and probably whoever gets the first kill, gonna snowball quite a bit there. In the jungle, we've got Lee Sin versus Rammus, fairly standard junglers right there, but of course, Rammus being much more tanky than the Lee Sin, but if the Lee Sin can make plays, then we're all good. In the mid lane, we got Zed versus Ahri, and that is my lane, of course, the best lane. And then we've got in the bottom lane, two Tristanas facing one another, Dragon Trainer Tristana versus the Dragon Trainer Tristana. So good, so good. And then with their supports, Janna on the enemy team and Bard on our team. And as we can already see, it's actually fun for me watching this game kind of in a replay, because I didn't really get to see a lot of what was going around the map. I was more focused on my lane and what was going on. But as you can see right at the beginning, Obama stole my RP. You guys probably know this guy from a few of my games. Going for an early invade. Going actually fairly early here. I don't know why he showed himself. Might have wanted to wait for Rammus to take a couple more attacks from the red buff. Doing a great job, though, at making sure the red buff is attacking him, but is actually going to live through this one. So Obama's now going to be in a little bit of a precarious situation, but wards jump over. But here comes the Zed, going to try to pick up this kill, but I've already started responding to this one, have my charm, so managed to land a good charm onto the Zed and try to just get out of there. Luckily, Lee Sin made it out okay of that one, and I tried to just get some damage down onto the Zed to just make him a little bit scared, be like, yo, don't mess with me, bro. You want to come back to lane? You want to fucking come back to lane? But clearly he can juke, and so can I, though, so what the hell are you going to do about that? So it looks like right after that engagement, which you would have thought would have scared Lee Sin off. No, it doesn't. And will he get the Q? He does land the Q, and that is going to be first blood to Lee Sin, and also getting himself the red buff, which is pretty darn epic. But while all this is going on, Master Yi has come down from the top lane and has started taking our Lee Sin's red buff, which is definitely a smart play on his part, getting a buff to go back to lane with, probably going to use that to be very, very aggressive. And so we don't really have any way of responding to that. It's just kind of, it's something that is going to happen, and we just have to live with the consequences. But looking kind of down at the farm right now, Kindred and Yi, of course, is very even, but Master Yi did get the red buff, so definitely a lot of experience and money going towards him. Jungle, still pretty basic, right? Lee Sin's, of course, going to have more because he got that first blood. But once again, fairly even in the mid lane as well, 16 to 14. But in the bot lane, 14 to 8. Not too bad for our Tristana. Definitely repping the dragon skin. So I'll try to be a little bit more on our side here, trying to show the Ahri gameplay, which I think is more what people want to see if we're going to be playing this. But I will try to commentate on the majority of the map as well, but maybe try to focus a little bit more on how I'm playing Ahri. The main thing that I will at least say about Ahri, especially when you're going up against an AD assassin like Zed, the thing that counteracts Zed the most is Zhonya's. It's just hands down, like, you can avoid all of his damage. His ultimate gets completely negated through that Zhonya's. So if you can build that Seeker's Arm Guard first, it gives you a nice early game advantage, just because of the armor stacking while you're last hitting. But then also when you finish off your Zhonya's, he should be level 6, and he should hopefully not be able to kill you if you play everything right. But I'm sitting here kind of missing some CS, not really having a fantastic time, but basically it's just a CS duel right now. But right now we got Master Yi going up against this Kindred. Master Yi does still have that red buff. He did use his meditate really, really early, though, so Kindred might be able to do something here, but sadly just a little bit low on mana. Is not going to be able to jump towards him again, but so far, very, very aggressive lane up in the top lane. Master Yi went for the double Doran's ring start. It looks like Kindred trying to get something there. If that had crit, that might have been a dead Master Yi, but Lee Sin is now here, going to try to make something happen on it, but it looks like Master Yi is now onto this, and it's just going to run away from that one. So looking back at the mid lane, not much happening. Zed is catching up in CS, so there was a slight bit of a difference, but then I missed a bunch like an absolute pleb, and then I went back to my lane. But looking at the gold, I think right now I'm sitting, around 1,050 gold. I want to go back. I think it's around the 1,200 mark that you do have enough to pick up that Seeker's Arm Guard. So that's kind of where I want to be at, just because I definitely want to come back to lane with some sort of armor, with some sort of AP, and allow that thing to stack as quickly as humanly possible. Smart thing that these guys are doing up in the top lane, making sure that Kindred gets this Scuttle Crab, which is her marked target. Going to give her a big increase in damage and help that stack throughout the rest of the game. So the more stacks you can get your Kindred top lane or jungle, the better it is. So right now I'm sitting at 1,200 gold, so I'm actually surprised that I didn't be there. I thought that was enough. Oh, that's right, because Lee Sin was coming in here, but yeah, Zed can kind of just do that shadow thing and then he's gone. So I think Lee Sin just kind of wanted me to put some pressure on him. But the thing was, too, I was fairly low on mana, so not a whole lot that could be done there. Just kind of a gank to put on a little bit of pressure. I can now clear out my wave and go B and pick up my Seeker's Arm Guards is what I'm planning on doing. But as we can already see, 8.2k to 7.6k, that first blood giving us a nice little bit of a gold lead. But not that much. Zed, of course, being an absolute prick, was stopping me from going B, which is definitely a smart move because he does have that fairly long range on his shurikens, but he will not stop me again. So I'm letting Lee Sin know that I am going B so he can just hold my lane. Definitely a smart idea. But he goes in onto the level 6 Zed, which is not the best idea. So there's the ultimate being used, but dodges a shadow, but a lot of damage going down. The ignite being used, getting hit by both shurikens, and that is going to be a kill for the Zed, and sadly the turret is just not going to have enough damage to take him out. So I'm coming back to lane with a disadvantage. Zed now having more CS than me and also having a kill on me. So not exactly the position that I wanted to be in, but it's something that I just got to deal with. But I do now have a pink ward as well as my Seeker's Arm Guard, which is a great thing. I'm probably just going to put it in my fairly standard place, but it always depends on how long it takes for me to actually put down my pink ward, which is basically never. So Kindred doing a lot of damage to the Master Yi, but not really good to use abilities while he's in the middle of his meditate because he takes so much reduced damage. But here comes the Master Yi, going to try to do some damage to the Kindred as well, but the Kindred should be able to follow up decently with some return damage. And I think now I'm trying to roam up. Oh, but look at that, the double jump, not going to make anything happen. So I came up here to try to gank the E, but now I can see I was in fact standing on a ward that was almost timed out. I'm not entirely sure how long I stand there, but it is embarrassing nonetheless. So I do now finally end up going B. I don't actually think I can buy anything. Yeah, I've only got like 200 gold, but great little Q coming out of the Bard, making sure that they secure that kill. And it is a kill secure. It is not a kill steal as Bard. You want the kills as Bard. So we are going to let that man do whatever he needs to do. And we're back up into the top lane. So Kindred versus Yi. Once again, it's just Kindred's just gotta try to stay alive, but the ultimate being used by Master Yi, Kindred does have her ultimate as well, so might be able to stay alive for a little bit longer here. It's gonna be kind of a war of attrition here, but sadly I think the Master Yi is probably gonna come out on top here, just lack of damage. But I did in fact flash to try to get this kill onto the Zed. Nice, and so I'm gonna just rewind. No, I actually don't want to just rewind that. Fuck that. It was pretty simple. I flashed and ultied, and then I managed to land my backside of my Q by doing a dash, which ended up working out. But sadly, I couldn't save the Lee Sin. But at least I got a kill for myself, so I'm not gonna complain about that. Me with kills makes me a happy Twigger. And this is going to allow me to hopefully catch up in CS as well, because right now it's 59 to 53. He's got 2 kills, I've got 1. So I definitely don't want to be too far behind because Zed is Zed, you know. And if you let Zed get ahead... Now, this is kind of rhyming. I feel like I should keep going this, but I don't think I can because I'm not a rapper by any stretch of the imagination. I am very Canadian. So, Rammus just basically staying to his jungle. He does have a level disadvantage to our Lee Sin, which is definitely a good thing. Rammus, of course, was shut down at the beginning because of that early first blood that Lee Sin got on him. Also got his red buff, so I don't blame the Rammus for being behind a level, but it definitely helps our team, him being down a level, because he's probably going to want to farm quite a bit more to make sure that he's actually relevant this game when entering kind of like the mid-game point. So, looking at me, I'm already calling out a mistake here. I have yet to put down my pink ward. I've just been sitting on it. I don't know why, but apparently I just like how it looks in my inventory. That third slot just looks so good with a pink ward in it, so I just keep it there. But as we see, the Bard just going aggressive. I love it. Nicely done, Bard. So pink ward going down in the top lane. Kindred making sure that she got that ward from the Yi. It looks like they're also going to try to set up to take that Scuttle Crab down because once again, Kindred does have it as her marked target. So additional damage going to be going to the Kindred. Lee Sin's going up to help that one out. And it looks like Bard once again going aggro, doing a lot of damage to this Tristana. That's without the other Tristana's help. So there's the jump. Not really a lot going to happen there. Tristana's going to try to get in there to do some more damage, but clearly our bottom lane is doing well here. The great stun against the wall, the heal coming out of the Tristana to keep the Janna alive, but definitely worthwhile trade for our team. No summoners being used on our end, but summoners being used on their end. But it looks like Master Yi once again going for this Kindred, having to flash out of this one, does not have her ultimate, so this is probably going to be a dead Kindred. Alpha Strike coming out, only one more turret shot going down, and that is going to be a dead Kindred in the top lane. And now we have a little bit of a fight going down in the bot lane, but a great secure from that Bard, making sure that they could not jump in more onto that Tristana, and it looks like everybody's just going to walk away with fairly low life totals. So very, very nice play from that Bard, making a very long stretch with that Q, and Tristana making sure the positioning was just perfect, making sure that Tristana could get out of whatever happened there after the Rammus Powerball was over. So back into the mid lane, I've caught up in CS a little bit, but it looks like the Lee Sin actually shut down the Master Yi when we were up there. But now it looks like some damage going down onto this Zed. Quite a bit of damage going down, but it was traded both ways, so I'm not overly thrilled about how it went. He did still get quite a bit of damage on me, so he also has his ultimate available, so I have to be very worried here, because I do have some armor from my Seeker's Arm Guard, but I don't have the Zhonya's yet, so I've got to be very, very careful as to how much damage I take and that he doesn't get me into kill range, because he also has his Ignite available, which is a little bit scary as an Ahri player. But just kind of focusing on my CS, he is ahead of me by a solid margin of CS, like 7. So he's definitely winning kind of the early-ish parts of the game. But I believe now I might... No, I don't think I actually do have enough to finish off my Zhonya's. Yeah, I got the needlessly large rod, but sadly that's all I can pick up. But I'm that much closer to finishing off my Zhonya's, which is going to make me a much, much happier Ahri dealing with that Zed in the mid lane. But... after a lot of people died, the kill score is now evened up 4-4, 15.8k to 15.5k in favor of our team, which is at least somewhat good news. But right now, yeah, the Zed 92 CS to my 79. Definitely need to pick up my socks here if I am going to stand any chance of killing this Zed. He already finished off his Ghostblade, so he was first to a much larger item, so I have to be a little bit worried here. But it looks like Bard just going Chime collecting. Standard minigame on Bard, but looking just to see if we plan to go for a dragon or anything like that. But it looks like Bard is just, you know, having a time. Making his way downtown, walking fast. And back up in the top lane, just, yeah. It's a fairly standard slugfest here. Kindred just basically having to use the jump to get away every time the Master Yi comes in. I did get my blue buff, which is fantastic, but I do not know where the Zed is. So Zed is now coming back in the lane. So I get a little bit of free farm, but not a ton. And I don't really, like, stop him from getting any farm. So nothing really big going on there. And we're back up to the top lane. So Master Yi popping his ultimate, going to try to get in here. A great crit, though, doing a lot of damage to this Kindred. Kindred's going to have to use that ultimate. Great time to use it, but going to have to try to save that jump to get some distance, but not enough. The Alpha Strike coming out, and it is going to be a traded kill. So very, very nicely done, making sure that she used that jump to get away from the Master Yi when that ended. It was a little bit early, but definitely a good play overall. But looks like we have Lee Sin coming down into the bot lane. The kick going down onto the Tristana very early, but it looks like it's going to be enough to lock them down. A great Bard Q as well, locking down the Tristana even more. Tristana's now here, going to get the ultimate off onto the other Tristana, and that's going to be a kill. The Bard ultimate trying to zone out that Janna, making her have to dodge, and then a heal coming out, so Lee Sin does not die. Very stellar play. Great gank in on that bot lane. And now it looks like I'm getting ganked, so having to get away from this Rammus. Just one of those things. I missed my charm. I might have very well gotten a kill if I didn't suck. That's kind of one of those things that you just have to learn to deal with. So I've got one more stack. Oh no, I don't have any more stacks of my ultimate. I tried to just get a little bit of damage, but if I had gotten that charm onto the Rammus underneath turret, definitely would have been a damn dead Rammus. But once again, a great Q coming out of the Bard, doing some more damage. I now have to be a little bit careful because I know that the Rammus is kind of in this vicinity and I don't want to die. There you go. Easy as that, folks. So Bard coming in for a gank. Not entirely sure if this is going to work, but some great damage utilizing those chimes. Like, look at that. Takes down like half of his HP just by putting those chime auto attacks out, which is awesome. While that was also going down, we had Tristana split pushing the bot lane, getting some solo experience, and then also getting the turret. But it looks like while all that was going on, Lee Sin solo killed the Master Yi. Not too shabby. Do we want to watch that again? Let's watch that again. Let's go and see this. So Master Yi gets in front of the Lee Sin. The flash having to come out. The ward jump and the auto attack. Very nice play. Cannot complain about that one. Lee Sin showing up this game. 4-2-2. Currently carrying this stable. I will allow it. And now Lee Sin looking like he might find the Rammus. Is he going to find him? Oh, he is not. That could have very well been a very quick kill, but sadly just didn't notice it in time. But it looks like they might try to dive this Rammus. The Q not landing, but we do have the Kindred coming down. The ultimate going to come out, kick him over to the Kindred. Kindred is going to secure this kill, Nicely done. Rammus being picked up. And it looks like that's pretty much all she wrote for right now. I did finally go back and finish off my Zhonya's Hourglass, which is amazing. And now I believe I'm going more for the Morella Nomicon, because I think I want the cooldown reduction. Cooldown reduction as Ahri is awesome. It's just one of those things, being able to spam out your abilities. You're such an ability-oriented champion that any kind of cooldown reduction you can get makes you just that much stronger. So that's what I'm aiming for here. But now having the Zhonyas, I feel a lot better coming back into lane. I've got a good amount of armor. I have a way to negate Zed's ultimate damage. I'm just, all in all, pretty good. And also, if Rammus ganks me, I just have another way of surviving, which is the most important thing there right now. So I think I'm just going to try to push up that lane. Zed is coming back, and he's already got his Warhammer, so not entirely sure what he builds that into, but it's definitely going to be something that I'm not going to enjoy. Maybe a Black Cleaver, I think? So Master Yi is up here. He was going to search for that red buff, so I put a ward over here just so that way I could spot him. I just wanted to know where he was, and also if he wanted to do our rates, might have been able to stop him from doing something. I'm trying to just ward up to make sure that he's not coming through here to gank me. It just scares me knowing that he's around, but during all this, our team has decided to go for the dragon. We do manage to secure it. Now Tristana's in a bit of a pickle here, has to flash away, but is going to get taunted up by the Rammus. Zed is going to get a kill onto the Tristana, but it looks like our Lee Sin trying to jump onto the Tristana as well. I'm going to use my ultimate to get in range here. Gotta have to try to be a little bit careful, but getting the ignite down and also my ultimate onto the Rammus, and I end up picking up a double kill, making sure that the Tristana died with basically a kill steal, but I'm still happy with it, and then also a kill secure onto the Rammus, after what I would say is a very nice point-blank charm. So yeah, I don't know what Bart was doing here, just kind of having a little bit of a shindig with the slows, but I just end up going back to the lane, trying to farm these things up as much as possible, because Zed is still beating me in farm, and that pisses me off. That needs to change. Something needs to happen here. But I am sitting now at 3-0-0 with 126 CS, but 138 CS and 4-1-0 for that Zed. So still a target that I do not want to mess with, but he's going to have his ultimate up probably in the next 15 seconds or so. My ultimate is getting around that point, maybe 30 seconds for mine. So we've got to be a little bit careful. Jan is kind of supporting the Zed for right now. But I feel like after getting 2 kills, I should probably be heading back fairly soon. I got 1,400 gold. And Bard right now is just like fucking with the Master Yi. Like the 3-3-0 Master Yi Bard is just kind of like, what up, baby? So great magical journey getting Bard out of that one, but right into the Janna. Does not manage to get the stun off, but here goes, Lee Sin, and now we're all here. I miss my charm, which probably could have killed the Janna, so I don't know how I'm going to deal with this one, but my ultimate is coming up soon, but it's not up yet, so I flash to try to get the Janna, but she uses a great Monsoon to get herself out of that one. Master Yi is now on me, but I finally get my ultimate back, so I've got to try to play this one carefully. I'll try to throw out some spells, but I definitely need to use my ultimate to get away from things, so looks like we're just losing this battle, so no part of me really wants to come back into this one, but Zed is going to pick up the Kindred. It looks like the Bard is going to try to get away from this one. They do get the kill onto the Master Yi, but it looks like there are just too many people chasing them down. I don't know if Rammus is going to be able to get the taunt off. Is going to get the block, but not, but it's going to be Zed picking that one up. Taking a couple turret shots, but that was, I think, what, a 3-for-1, I think? I think we only killed the Master Yi out of that, which is very unfortunate. That was not a fantastic trade. So the kill's now 12-10 in favor of us, but the taunt coming out of Rammus, a lot of damage coming out of the Zed, but now I'm here, I whiff my charm, which is always good, and I don't have my ultimate up. There's no way of me getting back into this. Lee Sin is going to try to get in here, but I don't know if he's going to pick them up because of the speed boost that's coming out of Janna, and now I feel just like an absolute idiot because I missed my stun, and that should have been a kill. And now I'm just sitting here lonely-hearted with no more kills. But I did get an assist for the Master Yi before, so maybe we feel okay with that. But we don't. We wanted more. The thing about this, though, is that they are all now quite low. So I could just get some free damage onto this turret, which I'm going to do. Just try my best to get as much damage down as possible. And if Rammus decides to jump in here, well, then feel free, buddy. My ultimate is almost available. And I just end up, I think he just comes a little bit too close, trying to, like, trick me a little bit. And while this is all going on, Lee Sin has just gone pure balls deep hamage. And yeah, just ends up getting picked up very, very quickly. So kind of unfortunate, but now it looks like the Master Yi is ulting to try to get to me. So I missed my charm, but I do have my ultimate available now. So he does have his meditate, but I use my ignite to make sure that he doesn't actually regenerate that much health. So I do get the kill onto Master Yi. I have that one last charge left on my ultimate. Managed to get the charm off onto the Zed, and with just enough mana, I end up getting out of that one. Basically a 2v1 at the beginning, but managed to get out of that, which is fantastic considering that I missed my Q and my charm on the initial Master Yi jump in. So I feel pretty confident about how that one went. But with the Tristana and the Zed here, I want to stay just to try to apply a little bit of pressure because those two can push down a turret so damn quickly. So trying to just get things low, but sadly I just don't have enough AP, so I'm going to come up here and just do my auto attacks to make sure that I kill those things. And now it looks like we're trying to get in on this, but oh, the flash jump. So it was the flash from the Lee Sin trying to kick the Tristana back into the team, but sadly her jump was already procced, so the flash just ends up kicking the Tristana a little bit further away, which does suck. The insect almost worked, well, the half insect, right? It was the flash insect, but almost, but did not work. I think at this point he was probably typing, "What the fuck?" Which I think he did. Because I would have said the same damn thing too. So at this point, I've now got my Morella Nomicon, which is amazing. So I'm sitting with a little bit more cooldown reduction. I think, what am I sitting at right now? Oh man, it doesn't even show the upper part. Oh, can I just look at it like that? I can't. So my cooldown reduction, 37.5%. So I probably don't, I think I'm running some cooldown reduction runes or something along those lines. But I probably don't want to build any more cooldown reduction after that because no matter what, I'm going to be building over the allotted 40% cooldown reduction. So I don't really want to build anymore. So 37.5 is kind of going to be the way that it is. Kind of weird that I got it to 37.5, but hey, what can you do? What can you do? But while all this is being said and done, Master Yi, the little son of a bitch, is once again at our red buff. But we do now know that he's at our red buff. So a great stun coming out of the Bard. Bard is going to have to try to live. So a great ultimate coming out of Bard. And now we just have to try to kill this Master Yi, who is now running with his ultimate trying to kill our Bard or try to run away. So once again, a great little stun. And I end up picking up that kill. I didn't really need to ulti for that, but at this point, I was already 5-0-1. I basically told my team, I was like, you know what? Twigger wants to win this, and Twigger wants to carry. So that's what I wanted to try to do. So yeah, we're going to take kills. And I also got double buff now, which is pretty fucking epic. The blue buff I already had from taking ours, but then I got the red buff from that Master who did end up stealing the red buff. So that's unfortunate. But Janna and Rammus defending this turret while Zed and Tristana are now coming up. So I'm not entirely sure if we're planning on doing anything here, but Rammus just using that power ball to kind of scare us off a little bit. Lee Sin's probably going to have to be in a different location because there's no way they're going to allow him to be in front of everybody. But right now I'm sitting at 1,240 gold, which is definitely good. And my pink ward has lasted a long time. So I think I'm just coming down here to try to apply a little bit of pressure. I get quite a bit of damage onto the Jan and also a little bit onto the Rammus, but I think I might have baited my Tristana completely into getting killed there. But we do end up picking up a kill, so the Tristana picking up that kill, and now the Lee Sin coming in, getting the shutdown onto the Tristana. My ultimate is also just about available. It is available right now, so I flash, and I try to get in here using my my ultimate stacks to try to get that, and I do manage to pick up the kill onto the Janna with that flash and gap closers. Luckily, she didn't have her Monsoon anymore, so I managed to get that kill without much resistance. But had to use my Ignite on that one as well just to try to secure the kill. And I also get a ward because I had a pink ward in there. That pink ward is so good. And now we're looking at our second dragon of the game, which is of course important. It's only 20 minutes into the game, well 22 minutes. So getting these things early is always a good thing because it just makes that that threat of a 5 dragon so much more pivotal for the enemy team to start looking at. Because then we're at 3 dragons, 5 minutes from now you're at 4 dragons. Like it's just, it's on the horizon. So it looks like Ram is trying to do something over here. A great stun. Once again, this Bard has just been playing so damn well. But look at all the damage that Kindred is doing with that Trinity Force. Very, very nice to see. Even though Kindred had a pretty rough early game against that Master Yi, Kindred is definitely sticking in this game. Even on levels with Master Yi and doing a lot of damage. Got the items that she needed. So I'm very impressed with Bard and also with this Kindred. And to be honest, everybody on our team is doing really well. I can't really complain about anybody right now. But I've gone back, I picked up my Stork Boots, definitely important because I love the Magic Pen, and it's also, I have some abilities that I need to dodge, right? I want to be able to dodge the Janna Tornado so that way my chase potential doesn't get completely ruined by one spell. I want to be able to dodge the Rammus to the best of my ability, and also the Shurikens coming out of the Zed, all these things. So it looks like the Master Yi trying to go in on 2v1, trying to kill this Tristana, does end up taking her out very, very quickly, but this is going to be a traded kill, Lee Sin picking up that one, but now Tristana has the turret aggro. taking a lot of damage. Double kill for the Lee Sin, but now the Zed is here, tries to get away. Bard tries to ulti to try to avoid the damage, but sadly the Bard might die to this one as well. But a great little lockdown there, but the Ignite coming out of the Zed that was kind of like a dubstep Ignite ends up taking down the Bard. But I am coming down here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make anything happen. Probably not, because people are already running away. So I think Kindred's just going to focus on getting these CS, but it looks like I am being very aggressive. But they did have a Warden here, so they definitely know that I'm here. So I don't know if they know that I'm kind of around here. Yeah, they do. They have a pink ward right there. So it looks like I'm going to try to get a kill here. I've got more ultimate stacks. I avoided the slows, but am I going to have enough? I am not going to have enough to take down the Janna, who survives with 70 HP. That is just annoying. If I had my Ignite, she would have been dead. And here comes the... Oh, God, the Master Yi. But... yeah, so I do remember this, and I thought I was dead, because I saw him ghost with his TP, and I was like, oh, I'm fucked. But yeah, he thought that I was being in this brush, so he just wasted his summoner spell. But now I am trying to be, but I get a charm off, and the Kindred's here as well. He is going to jump on me, get a couple crits, but I do have my Zonia, so I managed to survive here, and I managed to get the kill using my W and my Q. Just a great Zonias with the charm, doing a lot of damage in the support of the Kindred. Just made it pretty much impossible for him to survive that one. So surprised that he continued to go in for that, but I am not complaining, because that is another kill for me, making me 8-0-3. So guys, if you wanted to see an RE carry, you are going to see an RE carry. Oh, what was that? So yeah, these jump kicks are super awkward. But we have the Tristana jumping over the wall. Is this going to be enough to take her down? Oh, the follow through from the Lee Sin is going to be enough to secure that kill. But Lee Sin's now in a very precarious situation while Rammus is trying to take down our Kindred. He is going to flash over the wall. A great flash getting over that thick wall. Join the rest of the team and pick up the Rammus. The Kindred picking up that kill. Fantastic play from the team. It's just so well coordinated. It's like, put us in the LCS, coach. Like, what are you guys waiting for? Get us in there. Don't do that, because we do not deserve to be in there, and professionals are professionals. We are just a bunch of idiots playing a video game. So don't do that. But we are playing very, 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 very well. We were on Skype during this entire time, and I've got to say, the coordination that we ended up having, even though they couldn't hear me because my microphone was so screwed up, that's why I also didn't get the recording done, which was very, very unfortunate, because I would have loved to have this game live, but I think the replay will do. But we were very well coordinated. Everybody was talking a lot. Everybody had their plans set up. So, and I think you can tell. I think the game has just been really smooth. But when you look at Zed, see, the best part, like why I wanted to upload this game is just because the Zed is 9-1-2. I'm 8-0-3. Like, this is like Clash of the Titans material, right? We're both fed as shit. He's got 30 more CS than I do. So it's just going to be like an all-out brawl between Zed and I. Like, carries ahoy. Kindred coming in here to try to steal the blue, does end up getting the blue, and is now fighting the Rammus, who the Rammus is actually now quite tanky, even though he's 0-6-5. Kindred trying to get out of this one, but I come in to try to secure the kill, and Kindred ends up securing the kill, but I was there for moral support, so I think I just pat Kindred on the back right there, just say, good job, Kindy. I'm going to shorten it to Kindy because we're close now. We're tight, you know, we're best buds. So luckily Kindred picking up that kill. Fact of the matter is too, there's only a certain amount of greedy that I want to be. I also want the Kindred to be really strong. So it's also, I'm glad that I didn't get that kill, and don't get me wrong, I was trying to take it. I definitely was, because I'm also a bit of a dick. But I'm glad that Kindred got it, because right now I'm 8-0-4, guys. I do not need many more kills to be happy with my game. But Kindred getting a 4th kill is definitely important. She's already got the Frozen Mallet, so going for that chase potential on Kindred, which is definitely an interesting build. I like it. Because you get that proc with your Q followed by your Trinity Force passive. Like, it's just, I think it's gonna be a really, really good build. But here comes the Yi. So I am here. Tristana does get jumped on by the Yi, but I do manage to get a charm down, a nice knockback, and I do get the second proc of my my Q onto the Master Yi by just running back a little bit, and then Tristana picking that one up very, very quickly. I think it was with her ultimate that picked that one up. Yeah, it was. So I'm trying to jump in onto this Zed. I try to get in there using my W and the last stack of my ultimate, and that manages to get the kill onto the Zed. So right now we're sitting at 9-0-5, which is actually kind of funny because that's the area code that my phone is set to. That's the Oakville area code. Yeah, that's in Canada. So that's really funny. 905. I didn't actually realize that. So yeah, got my area code going on in here. But in Toronto, it's 416 or 647 or whatever. So yeah, I just haven't updated it. So now we're sieging this turret, and oh my god, he just went deep. So that is going to be a kill, and surprisingly, I don't know how, but Lee Sin got out of that one. So a nice safeguard back. We got the kill onto the Rammus. That was Kindred picking up her 5th kill of the game. I got an assist for that one as well, so now I'm 906, but their Tristana is just down in the bot lane, pushing turret, so is going to get the second tier turret of that one, which is unfortunate, but Master Yi now coming to charm. I missed my charm again, which I just suck, but I do have my Zhonya, so sadly we stacked Zhonyas, which was really bad. I didn't actually know that that was coming. So I try to jump away from this one using my ultimate, and I do manage to get out of it, but it looks like the Zed is coming towards me, and he does have his ultimate, uses his Ghost Blade to get on me, and that is going to be it. All she wrote, my shutdown going to the Zed, but it looks like we are going to end up picking up the Zed as well, so, but that was after a double kill for the Zed, so it is unfortunate, but we're not going to complain about it. I'm 10-1-8, and so that fight probably would have gone a lot better had Bard and I not stacked the Zhonyas. And to be honest, I just didn't really see if he had his ultimate up. It was just I Zhonyas because I could guarantee it was going to land, but I ended up dying for it. So Tristana trying to push down that inhibitor, but our Tristana jumps in and goes, fuck no, and then lays a charge on her head and just blows her the hell up. So right now, 31-20, 53.8k to 47.2k. The favor is definitely, well, sorry, the game is definitely in our favor right now. And Kindred going down to the dragon to secure our third dragon of the game. Rammus is not currently, well, he is up, but he's not currently heading towards the dragon. So we basically just get this thing for free. I think the, is the Rammus DC'd? Rammus might very well have just given up. But it looks like the Master Yi actually, how the hell did, sorry, I didn't actually know that that happened. How did the Master Yi take this? So I guess he just gets in with an Alpha Strike or something like that. It does more damage to the minions. We should have just oh, man. So yeah, at that point, we should have just stopped killing the dragon, and we should have just jumped right onto the Master Yi. But sadly, we didn't do that. We just kind of went for the dragon because we wanted it, but that was actually a very clutch play on the Master Yi's part because that just prevented us from getting the third dragon of the game, which is very, very important because, once again, starts threatening that fifth dragon. Apparently, I'm just chilling in base because I'm trying to figure out what the fuck I want to buy with all the money that I have. I still got 860 gold. What am I doing? Figure it out, Twigger. Come on. You sold something. Okay, and you bought, okay, I was probably waiting to get enough money. Oh, I definitely had enough money. What the fuck was I doing? Apparently, I was just chilling. Okay, Rammus is there. Thought he was AFK, but he was not. He was probably doing the same shit that I was doing, waiting to try to figure out what the hell to do. So at this point, my team decides it's a good idea to do Baron. I definitely agree with them. I think we swept it. No, we didn't, actually, because Bard does not have his sweeper on cooldown. So we have no idea if this is warded. So it's a little bit of a dumb idea, but we do so much damage. Lee Sin is fed. Tristana's fed. I'm kind of heading down. I'm fed. So we get a free Baron. Like, absolutely nothing that the enemy team could do against that one. We're just going to take out the Scuttle Crab, and then I think we're just going to try to push for victory, hopefully. Not entirely sure if that's going to happen, but I'm just going to come in here, use these super creeps, because, man, when you get those super empowered super creeps, the Baron empowered super creeps, they are just so damn hard to deal with. Not entirely sure what I'm doing now. I'm just kind of like running around. I'm 10-1-8. I don't really know what to do with my life, but looks like I'm just going to take the Scuttle Crab because it's something to do. And I think blue buff is also available, so I definitely want to go and try to take that down. But right now it looks like it's just the Scuttle Crab that I want. But it looks like Lee Sin going to try to take down this Tristana. Once again, getting kind of screwed over with that jump animation. And now Master Yi coming in. I don't even care about this, it seems. I'm just going to take my blue buff. You guys got yourselves into this. You can get yourselves out. So it looks like they are all jumping in onto Lee Sin, but an amazing Bard Q followed by an amazing safeguard by Lee Sin. Now I have my blue buff, and now I'm thinking Twigger wants some of this. I know that they were jumping in on these guys, so I want to jump in and I want to kill somebody. And I see the Tristana's pushing, so watch this, guys. So let's put on our W and try to ulti in. I think we're going to ulti in, aren't we? No! Boom! And so there's my charm, there's the ignite, there's gonna be the double kill, just absolutely shrekking that Tristana. Like, there was just nothing that Tristana could do. So it looks like our Tristana is currently down in the bot lane, just pushing that thing up while I'm kind of pushing down in the mid lane. Sadly, our Master Yi did end up, their Master Yi ended up killing our Kindred with the help of Rammus, but our Bard and Lee Sin are now here. Are they going to be able to secure this one? A great Bard sub, but we can't see him, so Lee Sin finally getting in there, managing to lock down the Rammus kill, and that is going to be, hopefully, a dead Master Yi as well. But during all of that, Tristana and I are just down here pushing down these these inhibitors. So we got the inhibitor, we got a whole bunch of super minions, so we're just going to start pushing this. Tristana is a goddess of pushing down turrets, so I tried to land my charm onto the Zed, but I don't end up doing it. But Tristana ends up picking up the kill, I get an assist, and now we're just pushing down the Nexus, which I just don't think they can do much about this. I think this is just kind of, but, oh, I used my ultimate, we get the kill onto the Janna, so I get back onto a killing spree for the end of the game, ending that one at 13-1-9, so it was just a great game overall. I think not only my Ahri play was actually half decent against a person who was diamond, which I was pretty happy about myself, but everybody that game, even Kindred, who had a very, very rough early game against that Master Yi, did very, very well. Everybody played well as a team. So, guys, I'm sorry that I couldn't actually put that game up like live with my normal interactions, but it was still a great game, which I wanted to show to you guys. So I figured a commentary would be at least not too bad. So if you guys did enjoy this commentary, let me know in the comment section down below. Show a like on that like button if you guys did enjoy the commentary. If you guys want to know when I release a video, when I stream, or if you want to interact with me, follow me at TwiggerLol on Twitter. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you enjoyed content like this and you want to see more. And ladies and gentlemen, as I always say, see you guys in the next video.